Hi there! The world we live in today was built on dreams that are powered by people. Now, I'm not just talking about the technology or trends. At the core of everything that we ever want in life and everything that we will ever need in life comes from either ourselves or someone else out there. 100% of our relationships are with people. 100% of our customers and employees and bosses are people. 100% of the help, love and attention that you receive are from other people. If you don't understand people, you don't understand life. If you don't understand people, you will not understand business. Great leaders and successful individuals know that the key to understanding and influencing people equals power. They know that these connections with other people is critical to one's success in both personal and professional life. But what if there was a way to read people like an open book, an easy method for you to scale and amplify the success that you already have with people, to captivate any group of audience or even just a single person? A tool for you to read the unspoken and the underlying motives when dealing with others. A powerful yet easy to use system to scale your most important aspect in your life, to win with people. With this tool, you can go after the job that you want, the relationship of their life that you want, and get it. You can even take your professional or your intimate relationships that you have and massively improve them. You can take any situation in your life and make it work for you. All this can work and will work only because you have now understood how to read people and subsequently learn how to captivate and positively influence them. This system that I'm talking about is the art of profiler for people, body and face reading. Hi, I'm Eitan Segev and I'm going to teach you the system in this training course. I'm going to share with you all the shortcuts to hack human behavior based on an age-old face reading teaching combined with the modern age teaching and technology, sharing with you the secrets for taking charge of your interactions at home, at work, and in almost any social situation. In this training course, you will learn the first ever comprehensive face reading and body language and use it to captivate and influence anyone in your life. Stay with me in this program. Download the accompanying notes and let's begin a completely new approach to building connections and winning with people.
Before we start, you hear a testimonial from a leading expert. So let's go. Matan Gavish, who is the founder and chief instructor of Krav Maga Academy USA, is a former Krav Maga officer for a special ops unit in the Israeli Defense Forces, in charge of training Krav Maga, close combat, and counter-terrorism to hundreds of special ops soldiers. Matan has trained U.S. Navy SEALs, U.S. Army Rangers, and is actively working with NYPD Tactical Training Unit in design, practice and implementation of Krav Maga to the New York Police Academy. Matan has a solid reputation for being one of the leading Krav Maga experts in the world. Matan has been featured as an expert in various media channels including National Geographic, CBS, Fox, BBC and New York Times. Matan said some interesting information on Eitan Segev the Profiler
seminar. And I have been introduced to this world about 8 years ago. Probably even 9 years ago now. And I can tell you that when I was first introduced to the idea, I was extremely skeptical. Right? I didn't believe that one can decode another human being with relative ease. It does require some training, but the relative ease, and one can have so much information about another person. That changed though when I've met Eitan. And if you can find his little square there, he can give you a little wave. Eitan Segev, who is a really the expert in the field of personology, face reading, lie detection in Israel. He's been doing it for many, many years. He's going to tell you how many years he's been doing it, but I know at least when I met him, he was already doing it many years, 8 or 9 years ago. And the reason that we were actually introduced, it's actually a funny story. The reason we came to be introduced is because I was working on, back then I was very much in tune with with law enforcement in New York. So my clientele wasn't so much regular people. There was also regular people, but I was working primarily with law enforcement units, and I had my sights on JFK, on the fighters of the airport of JFK. These are the guys that, if a drug dealer needs to come in, they're gonna rush in, take him down, whatever, right? It's like something violent happens. So I started the process of going into JFK and teaching them, the things that I know. But I wanted to bring something unique and something special. And I believe that a high-level lie detection series from Israel, which is probably different / better than what they're experiencing now. That's what I've seen with my work with law enforcement, is that the stuff that I picked up in Israel was usually superior to the stuff that they already had. So it was very easy for me to make a good impression. So I wanted to bring a lie detection, because some of these people, they only have a minute, sometimes 2 minutes to talk with somebody and figure out if they're suspicious enough, like if there's a reason to ask them more questions, right? Just think about terror attacks that could have been prevented, drugs that would have been circumvented, and other issues that happen in the other security issues that happen in the airport because people lie. So that's why I was introduced to Eitan by a mutual friend that is very, very involved in security training around the world. And I was pretty much blown away by the depth of knowledge, and I put it to the test, and it worked for me so many times since. I did end up pitching to the guys at JFK. The guys on the ground loved it. Their commanders loved it. The captain loved it. So we never actually got that contract. But what I did get from that is some tremendous insight into the world of lie detection and micro expressions and face reading through Eitan's teaching. He was my first real coach when it came to that world. I have used those techniques in personal relationships. I've used them in hiring. When I hire people, I use them during negotiations. I use it all the time. It never fails me. Later on, Ryan can tell you how many times I told her, like, instantaneously, that somebody, like, that person is going to steal from us. That person is going to turn into a liar. That person is going to, and they haven't lied yet, but they have put up all the signals of misinformation and deceit. And I would say, like 100% success rate on that? Like, right, Ryan? Every time I tell you something bad's going to happen with someone, it happens?
Absolutely, 100%. And then when they do lie, they're lying. It's very creepy.
Yeah. It's not. So here's the thing. It's not creepy, right? It's based on what I've learned from Eitan. Like 95% what I learned from Eitan, and 5% Matan's sixth sense. Like, I don't want my team to think that you completely decoded me today. I do have a sixth sense, but 95% of my sixth sense was based on Eitan's knowledge. That's why I know when it happened. Like, I know when they're lying. I know what they're. And by the way, I've changed the way I do business now. When somebody give me conflicting messages, I stop giving people the benefit of the doubt. I've become so confident that the conflicting messages are going to become a lie that's going to cost me in the future, that I don't even allow the conversation to continue, even if they've done nothing wrong yet. So when I tell you these things have changed how I conduct myself in relationship in general, I really mean it. So with that, I'm going to introduce our guest today. All right, Eitan Segev, who, like I said, have made my life better, and I hope over the next 3 hours is going to make your life better. So, Eitan, take it away.
Okay.
The reason that Eitan is here today, after so many years of me knowing him, is when I tested his abilities, I wasn't as good as in reading or face reading or all this other stuff, but I constantly test the professionals around me. I need to be convinced that they know what they're doing. back then, I had just broken up an engagement with a girl and was considering breaking my oath as a coach and make a move on my student Victoria. So after training her and fighting with her and all this other stuff. And what I've done for Eitan is I basically showed him 2 pictures of my ex-fiancée and Victoria with absolutely no background of who these women are. And I asked them, who do you think would be a better fit for me? Eitan started analyzing my ex-fiancée and basically told me all the things that are going to cause our breakup. He didn't know she was my fiance. He didn't know she was my girlfriend. He didn't know anything about the relationship we had. I just asked him, who do you think is going to be a better match for me? So after he analyzed me, he analyzed my ex-fiance, and he told me all the things that are not going to work between us, which incidentally was the laundry list that I presented to her when I broke up with her. It was the accuracy of the issues that I had in the relationship was crazy. Now, Eitan did a really good job today not to talk shit about anybody from what he sees in your faces. He really kept it positive, okay? That's only half of being able to face read somebody, okay? You can also see a lot of negativity. And he gave me all the negatives of why this is not gonna work, and then all the positives about why it's gonna work with Victoria. And 8 years later, we're married and we just had a child. And the things that he told me 8 years ago are things that I've learned throughout my relationship with her. I keep going back to that conversation and seeing it to be true. And it's not general things. They are very, very specific things that I care about. So that's, I thought maybe it's gonna be like a little fun story for you to know why he's here and the impact that he has made on my life and the impact that this type of human analysis have made on my life, on my team, and how we do things.